with your host, Andrew Romanella.
I legitimately watched the entire women's triathlon the other day. I gotta tell you, that was exhilarating stuff. But I was locked in because what's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween! October 31st, 2024. We thought we'd bring some Halloween vibes to the show to start off this Thursday. How we doing, everybody? Andrew Romanella here, The Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV channel 217 with you for the next 30 minutes and change. We have so much to talk about, including the Dodgers making an unbelievable comeback in game number 5 of the World Series last night in the Bronx, down 5-0. Headed into the 5th inning, the Dodgers score 5 to tie it up, then down 6-5. Headed into the 8th, the Dodgers score 2, and they take a 7-6 lead into the 9th, where Walker Buehler shut the door. And the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers, win their 8th World Series in franchise history. Congratulations to Dave Roberts, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and the gang out in Los Angeles. We will break that down. So much to talk about in that game. Then we got to get you ready for Thursday night football. That's happening in New Jersey. That's right around the corner from where the Rome Show podcast is housed. We are checking in the Jets hosting the Texans tonight, and the Jets, believe it or not, are favored in this football contest. So there's definitely a lot to talk about there. If we have time, as we do, we go around the NHL and the NBA scores. And then, of course, at the end of the show, we give you our daily bananas, which has Andrew 20 plus games over 500 for the 2024 year. So there could be some money on your banana bushel if you put down the picks from the Rome Show every day. Before we dive in, we remind you the Rome Show 1. That would be on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. And then if you go to 12OZ Sports and you comment on this live show at any point in time on Twitter or YouTube, watch it live and comment. We can display those comments on the air, and I can physically see those comments on the computer screen while we are breaking down the sports, which I think is super, super cool. So right into the show, give us something. We love the commentary, even if it's to say congratulations to my beautiful fiance and I, because we are in our engaged era, as you can see behind me. The Los Angeles Dodgers are in their World Series winning era. That's their 2nd World Series in the last 4 years. And this is how it started. The New York Yankees jumped out to a 5-0 lead thanks to home runs on back-to-back at-bats, a 2-run shot from Aaron Judge to make it a 2-0 lead, and then a 1-run shot by Jazz Chisholm Jr., 5 pitches later, next at bat, to make it a 3-0 lead. The Yankees went into the top of the 2nd inning up 3-0, came out of the 2nd inning as a whole up 4-0, thanks to an Alex Verdugo single. And then in the 3rd inning, the trifecta was almost complete when Giancarlo Stanton then hits another homer and makes it 5-0 Yankees. But then, even though Garrett Cole hadn't given up a hit going into the 5th inning, quite possibly the worst display of Major League Baseball defense you have ever seen existed for the Yankees in the top of the 5th inning. And I solely, truly believe that this set of 3 outs that the Yankees could not record will be all we talk about when it comes down to the 2024 season recap. Why? Because they were so egregious, so atrocious. It was so bad the defensive and mental breakdowns that happen in that top of the fifth inning. On top of that, you're in the World Series. On top of that, you're up 5-0. And on top of that, if you could have completed that game, you actually start to give yourself a real field chance to say, hey, you know what? We're at 3-2 going back to LA game 6. The pressure's on them. No one's ever done this before in a World Series. Yeah, let's roll. And because you couldn't lock it down defensively, because you couldn't make the plays defensively, you cost yourself a chance to extend this World Series. Here is what it looked like in inning number 5 yesterday out in the Bronx. Make those plays. And Gerrit Cole comes out, and he strikes out 2, including Shohei Ohtani. And the game was turned upside down. And we're just going to do a quick rewind here because I need everyone to understand this play that I'm about to show you right here. Had the other 2 happened, the terribly bad drop of a soft line drive by Aaron Judge because he took his head off the ball, looking at the runner. Why? There should be no thought process but collect outs when you're up 5. And quite possibly the best pitcher in baseball is dealing. The only thing you should be thinking is catch baseball, make out, don't do anything stupid. Aaron Judge drops a ball. Then Anthony Volpe makes the right read. First and second, nobody out. If that ground ball's hit into the 6th hole, tracking you closer to third base, you take the 1 out and the lead runner because there's no chance for 2 there. Right? So get the lead runner, keep double play in order. You can end the inning on the next pitch. He doesn't make a great throw. Jazz Chisholm doesn't do something that majority of great defensive players could do and then make it look like that was a routine play, which is pick that ball. Now, I'm not saying it was easy, and in no way, shape, or form is that on Jazz Chisholm. That is on Anthony Volpe. But nonetheless, no help there. Okay, so now you could get over those 2 plays if Gerrit Cole simply just covers first base on a PFP. And here's what's funny about this. For those that aren't baseball people, PFPs or pitchers fielding practice is something that exists in baseball, okay? And sometimes I think people feel like it's throwaway time. And sometimes pitchers feel like it's repetitive or boring. Why? Because you're fielding baseballs not necessarily very hard, or you're running to first base to catch a flip from the first baseman. And a PFP, you should never know that it's even a thing. Why? Because they should never get messed up. There are seldom pitchers fielding opportunities that should get messed up, especially this one in Game 5, with which Gerrit Cole has been executing for the entirety of his career since becoming just a pitcher. And here is your video replay. The ground ball gets hit. Now, right here is the problem. Okay, so if you're looking at the screen right now, we're back in diagram mode. Gerrit Cole, his whole idea is he wants to run directly at the baseline. So the 45-foot mark where there are 2 baselines goes to 1 foul line. That's towards the area he's running. Then he's going to start his turn up towards first base. So you can kind of that. So you're getting more of a straight line headed towards first base. Based on what you see on this screen right here, someone tell me that Gerrit Cole should have not beat Mookie Betts to the bag. It's the opposite. Me freeze framing it right here tells you, well, dang, he could have beat Mookie Betts 3 times over. And also, by the way, Anthony Rizzo, now the ball was cued, so he probably was trying not to be Bill Buckner, which I completely understand. Doesn't charge. So now, Gerrit Cole's about to slam on the brakes. Anthony Rizzo's not charging the baseball. And then here is your result. Bam. Now look, he just stops running. Just stops running. And had he just continued his sprint, he would be roughly, I don't know, 5 feet ahead of Mookie Betts. Right now, we'd be getting a flip from Anthony Rizzo, stepping on third base. And I guarantee you, had this gone on, had this existed, had this out happened, there's no way the Yankees are losing that game. You just stop the Dodgers in their biggest threat. And because we are lazy, getting off the mound on quite possibly the easiest defensive play you could ever practice in the entirety of your Major League Baseball career is inexcusable. There's no feeling bad for the Yankees today. There's no feeling bad for Garrett Cole. There's no feeling bad for Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton. They did it to themselves, man. That is very disappointing. I could have lived, and I'm not even a Yankees fan. I'm just a baseball guy. I could live with the New York Yankees having gone out there last night and lost that baseball game 7-6, back and forth affair. Yeah, maybe some errors were made, but it wasn't the worst half inning you have ever seen in Major League Baseball. And that is, I think, the point there, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want everyone to get an idea of that half inning, because it might be a difficult play to get a guy out at second base on that play, and it's still a difficult play to get a guy out at third. Then you get these two. Oh, that is unfortunately how the New York Yankees season comes to an end. And there's no excuse for that. Okay? And I don't want any Yankees fan coming in here today screaming about Aaron Boone and all of that jazz, because I'm sorry, okay? Excuse me. It's not necessarily, and I'm going to say this with a grain of salt here, Aaron Boone's fault in terms of last night. There's nothing Aaron Boone could have done in those 3 plays right there that's going to change that outcome. They're professionals, man. They are the best players in the world at this sport, excuse me. So what's Aaron Boone going to do? Maybe he could make a pitching change here or a pitching change there. Tommy Kahnle lost it for him last night, who's arguably supposed to be one of his best arms. And Luke Weaver. I don't know what else Aaron Boone's supposed to do besides pitch the people he has in his bullpen. Every single pitcher in the bullpen in this World Series had a bad moment for the Yankees. Every starter did not have a great start, minus Garrett Cole having an elite start last night. So I don't know if I'd blame Aaron Boone necessarily for this. Do I think he can become a better manager? Do I think Dave Roberts outmanaged him in the series? Yeah, absolutely. But the last 2 nights, Aaron Boone had his team right to make a comeback, win some games, and extend this series. And last night, it was strictly on the shoulders of the 3 of the 5 most important players on your team in Volpe, Judge, and Cole. And that cannot happen if you are the New York Yankees. We're the Rome Show here, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217. 360 Management Services writes in, great points, better videos, better than ESPN. Well, we really do appreciate that. That is why 360, you tune into 12ozsports.com. That's 12, the number, ozsports.com. You can get all of the videos and the breakdown that you need from 12OZ Sports. To finish up here before the commercial break, I just wanted to show you what it looked like for the Dodgers to win that 8th World Series. And that is why you see such jubilation from the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I'll tell you what, when you are a team that goes into a year thinking back to February as one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the championship, and you do that, it's very impressive. And I have to say, I think sometimes the championship for the team that is favored, the championship for the team that is expected to win the championship, is sometimes harder than the championship for the underdog that should never be there, right? Because the expectations outweigh the you shouldn't be here. That's the idea of the underdog mentality. Hey, it's house money. we're in Vegas right now. I got $1 million of house money. Let's throw it all over the tables. Whereas when you're the team with the pressure, you already have the money. You can't lose the money. You're on top of the hill. You can't get knocked off. And so the jubilation, I think, sometimes for a team that is the favorite, was the favorite, has been the favorite for essentially 6 years. We didn't need Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts on the Dodgers for us to have felt this way about the Dodgers since like 2018, let alone now when they do add that caliber of player and so on and so forth. So congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Freddie Freeman, MVP, two-time World Series champion. I wonder if the Atlanta Braves are regretting this. Here's what he had to say after the game.
You guys are World Series champions. How do you feel?
This is it right here, Buster. Oh, my word. This is what you set out to do every spring training in February. This is the ultimate goal, and for us to accomplish it with all the adversity we faced throughout the course of the year, injury after injury, to be down 2-1 in the NLDS and come back in that series, be down 5-0 today, that's the epitome of this team. They grind, we grind, and we showed it all day today what this team is about.
Walk us through that inning when you guys were down 5-0.
Yeah, we were just saying, get one run. If we can get one run, we can do something, and obviously we capitalized on some mistakes in that inning. That was huge, and 2 out hits. I was able to get one, and then Teo, big one right there to tie the game. We got the game tied, and I can't say enough about the at-bats we put together at the end of the game. Gavin and Mookie, sac flies, absolutely incredible.
You're following Doc Roberts making decisions. When did you start to think about Walker Buehler coming in this game?
You want TMI? I had to go pee in like the 5th inning, and I saw Walker coming down with his glove, and he had the look in his eye. That's what I knew. But I hope everyone gives Doc his flowers. That's an inning out of 3rd out of Jack, and he covered that game. What an amazing job. Just an incredible job.
I think Freddie Freeman has now become my favorite Major League Baseball player. Him, Juan Soto, like they're really starting to fall into this category of guys that I genuinely love to watch play the game, go about their business, operate, and that I genuinely want to see success for, because I feel like at the highest level, they are doing it the right way. Congratulations to Freddie Freeman, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Dave Roberts, their manager. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk Jets versus Texans. A lot of interesting stuff there. Thursday night football. Can the Jets right their 5-game losing streak? Can Houston win their 6th game in their last 7? There's so many questions to answer. The Rome Show will do it for you here on 12ouncesports.com and Dingo TV, channel 217.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right. At 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang.
Yeah, the Rome Show. Happy Halloween, everybody. What are you dressing up as? Write in, love to know. I dressed up as Lakitu with my lovely fiance and the rest of my family who dressed up as Mario Kart characters. If you're wondering who Lakitu is, it'd be the guy that holds the fishing rod and says green, yellow, whatever. Red. It goes red, yellow, green. That's how stoplights go. He holds the U-turn sign. He fishes you out of the water when you go off the backside. He tells you it's lap 2 or it's lap 3. It's the final lap. He holds the checkered flag. That's who we were for Halloween. If you're out trick-or-treating today, be safe. Halloween, arguably, quite possibly, at least 1A, 1B holiday for me. Besides the fact that it was my birthday last week, exactly a week from today, last week, it's just a favorite holiday of mine. Love the dressing up. I love the getting into character. I love candy. I love candy. And I believe everybody in life has an addiction to something, and mine is candy. Well, I guess you could call it sugar, but candy. Like Skittles, Starburst, you give me the realm of that, and it's over. So happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you have a safe and a fun Thursday, and you enjoy the amounts of candy you will be receiving. I know the New York Jetropolitans are looking for some sugar tonight, and that is in the form of their first victory in their last 5 games. Okay, so I wanted to give you some information on this game coming up here tonight, Jets versus Texans. First, I thought it was important for everybody to know that the Texans are underdogs in this game, which I found very, very surprising. Now, I think that is because the Texans don't have Nico Collins or Stephon Diggs, who they lost last week to an ACL. Right now, the Jets are favored by 2. So essentially, it's a pick at home. Now, the Texans are 2-2 on the road, so they've played 60% more home games than road games, but that doesn't necessarily matter. I feel like in the National Football League, when you're playing at a stadium of a team that's down in terms of wins, down in terms of the play, the fan base, in terms of the players, you could have noise in that stadium. There will be Jets fans that show up. There will be people that are excited, but the level of decibel in that building will not be the same as if you were to flip that record and make the Jets 6-2. That's just the facts, right? So I don't think home field advantage really comes into play. Your quarterback matchup is CJ Stroud versus Aaron Rodgers. Stroud, again, losing 2 of his best weapons going into this game. He's thrown for nearly 2,000 yards already, 11 TDs, 4 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, nearly 1,900 yards, 12 TDs, but 7 interceptions, a few too many turnovers. The Jets, they don't really have a running game. Okay, so if you look at the offensive numbers of the New York Jets versus the Texans right now, this is where it's going to be the biggest question mark. The Jets rank 25th offensively in terms of points per game, scoring 18.8 points per game. They rank 24th overall in yards per game at 310.6. The Jets have the 3rd worst rushing attack in the National Football League at 86.1 yards per game, and that has only net them 5 touchdowns total. The Texans are 14th in the league in terms of points per game at 23.5 and 9th in the league in terms of yards per game at 351.4. Their run game is not necessarily great either. They are a mid-level run game sitting between like 16 and 20. They are averaging 118.9 rushing yards per game. So a slight advantage to the Texans offense, a big advantage to the Texans run game, even though the Texans run game is not even that good. But where the game is even is on the defensive side of the ball. That's why whatever offense can get rolling here, can the Texans make up for the fact that they don't have Stephon Diggs and they don't have Nico Collins, who they've been playing without for 4 weeks now. So the Nico Collins thing they should be used to. The Stephon Diggs thing is recent. So how are they going to handle that major injury as well? What are the New York Jets offensively? Do they want to be a running team? Do they want to be a throwing team? In my opinion, you should abandon throwing the football for a little bit. Find a way to run the rock 36 times if you can. And then I guarantee you Aaron Rodgers ends with 226 yards, 3 TDs, and maybe an interception. Because all of a sudden, it's not going to be 8 dudes going, they can't run the football. So we're just going to go ahead and drop 7. Aaron Rodgers can't really move that much either. So we're going to throw a rusher here every once in a while. We'll throw a blitz there. We'll kind of change their coverage a little bit. What is it? Who are you? You have Breece Hall, who should be elite. So that is a big thing for me. Defensively, the Jets are 4th overall in terms of yards and 12th overall in terms of points. They give up 21.3 points per game, 286.9 yards per game. The Texans are the second best team in terms of overall yardage given up per game at 280.3, but they are 15th in the league in points per game at 22.4. So when you get in the red zone, you can take advantage of this Texans team. It seems to be a very close matchup in terms of the statistics on paper for a lot of this game. But at the end of the day, the Texans are just a better football team than the New York Jets. Therefore, we're going to go into our daily bananas on this football game. All right. Last night, I thought I had a real chance to do good. I didn't because the Yankees blew a 5-0 lead. I had the Yankees money line, and the Celtics, though cool, made a really big 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter against the Pacers, did not win by 6.5. Therefore, I lost those two. However, the Winnipeg Jets came through for the kid. They won 6-2, so I went 1-2 last night, moving me to 129 and 104. Let's move into Thursday night football. Like I said, the Jets were favored by 2 points, okay? I've also seen the Jets favored by 1.5, so you can get it at either, okay? I'm cool taking the Texans at the plus 1.5 or the Texans at the +2. That's who I believe is going to end up winning this football game. Anyways, if it comes down to being a pick'em, then I'm going to take the Texans in terms of that. So that's where we're going to start. They have no Stephon Diggs. They have no Nico Collins. So give me Tank Dell at 56.5 receiving yards over. He should be a number 1 option along with the tight end position for CJ Stroud, but he's going to have to throw the football around a little bit. But they're built to throw a little, so they're going to keep throwing the ball. Give me Tank Dell over 56.5. And then in 8 games, the Houston Texans have gone over 42 points 6 times. The New York Jets have gone over 42 points 2 times. The line of this game is 42.5. Give me the under. I don't trust the New York Jets offense enough, and since the defenses are too good, I'm going to go ahead and take the under 42.5. Those are your daily picks. This has been The Rome Show. Today is Halloween, as the song tells you. This is Halloween. This has been The Rome Show. Thank you for listening. Everyone, be electric. Peace.
Thank you for listening.